G'day, ZiggyD here. At the recent EB Expo in Sydney, I had a chance to try a hands-on short demo of the upcoming zombie survival game, Dying Light. Now this game is from the same developers that created the Dead Island series, but it seems fairly different to that game. They're claiming it's fairly different, and based on my hands-on experience and the gameplay I've seen so far, it does play fairly different as well.
There's a zombie in there waiting to jump out and attack me. Look at the bloody handprint. Oh man.
Now I wasn't able to record any footage inside. They were not allowing cameras to actually capture the gameplay footage, so I'm going to have to insert some footage for you guys just from one of the recent gameplay videos that the developers have released. But I can share with you my experiences and thoughts on the game based on my hands-on. So there's two things that really set this game apart from the Dead Island series, I think. The first is that zombies are actually intimidating and something that most of the time, if there's a large group of them, you cannot overcome. And then the second is that the game features free running, essentially. So this combination of things means that you will fight individual zombies and zombies that get in your way, or zombies that are in a specific objective that you're trying to get to, or are covering some sort of supplies you need to obtain. But a lot of the time you're going to be using your wits and your free running abilities to avoid the larger groups of zombies. And then at nighttime, even I've seen from some of the gameplay videos, it becomes a bit of a stealth game as well. So there's two sort of separate game modes based on the time of day, and things become a lot scarier and a lot more dangerous at night. But the demo I had a chance to play was a short single-player scenario, essentially escaping to a safe zone. I was plucked down somewhere in the city. I got the kind of sense that I just picked up some supplies of some description, and my objective was now to take those supplies to safety. So essentially I got in, I started off with a spiked baseball bat, I beat some zombies down, crushing their skulls. It went into this cool X-ray mode where it shows the actual bones and stuff crushing, so that was a bit cool. It's not as gory as some of the other zombie games I've played recently. You're not like cleaving zombies in half with massive blood, but at least with this weapon. But the showing of the crunching bones and stuff was a little bit confronting, but that was pretty cool, I thought. But the main focus for me, I didn't even try switching weapons, and the reason why was because I just spent the whole time playing around with this free running, this mobility, this feeling of freedom that I've never had in a zombie game before. So it's pretty simple. Essentially you tap X, I believe, or you tap one of the buttons to jump, and then you hold it to climb, or to engage like different free running things. So you can wall run, you can climb, you can leap, you feel like a fairly highly skilled free runner. Not superhuman though. A lot of the time I would estimate my abilities and not quite leap as far as I'm thinking. So you have to play it smart. You have to plan your route as you're running. So this was, I think, something that zombie games kind of need. This level of threat combined with this level of freedom means that it plays completely differently to those other zombie games that I've played, where you're just hacking your way through endless hordes of zombies. You're having to play smart, and you are given other tools at your disposal as well. I had a grenade I could throw that wouldn't kill things, but it would distract them. It was like a flare that would distract the zombies and draw them over there. So you could pull a horde away, give yourself a small opening to run through, and then jump and climb up onto another building's roof, where you would be relatively safer. There's still some zombies inside buildings and things like that you got to dodge, but most of those single things you can fight, just with your melee weapons. And then I also had another tool at my disposal. Whenever I saw like a wired up car, I could essentially use it as a trap. I had a control, I guess this is something that has been preset in the city, and you can activate it, which will set off the car alarms, drawing zombies in. Zombies will even start climbing through the windows, and then after a short time it'll actually explode, killing those zombies. So you can do that to pull off a large horde, and then again give yourself an opening there, or even thin out the herd a little bit so you can fight your way through. So overall I was pretty impressed. The melee combat was, fairly simple, but it felt impactful. It felt sticky. It was a little bit disorientating at times because your character and your screen moves around a lot when you do big swings with a baseball bat. It feels right, but it is disorienting and it's stressful, which I think is what the game needs. And then the free running felt great, and it felt really natural. The movement felt really natural, and it felt really good. And as I said, just like giving you that sense of freedom. So overall, I was really impressed with this hands-on. I am keeping an eye out for the game in the future. However, I do have some reservations. I've recently seen some posts on Reddit, for example, sharing the fact that the game's going to have certain pre-order bonuses that allow you to play a game mode that won't be unlockable otherwise, or maybe will have to be purchased separately. So essentially there's going to be this game mode locked behind the paywall or behind pre-ordering, and the whole idea of kind of forcing people to pre-order to have access to all of the content of the game doesn't sit very well with me. So there are some little ifs in the back of my mind about this game, but the actual gameplay looks really solid and really fun. It was actually one of the standout games for me at the expo. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little hands-on analysis and some of my thoughts there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I'll try and remember what I can about the game. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.